What's the closest you ever came to cannibalism? My stomach once growled during gross anatomy lab in med school because the dry muscle tissue I was dissecting away from the cervical vertebrae was starting to make me think about barbecue ribs. Oh no. One of my friends told me when he was in med school that it's kind of a coin flip if you're going to find it makes you hungry or nauseous. Chewing skins around my nails. I do that too. Does anyone know a trick how you can stop it since I'm doing it partially subconscious? Yup. I'm on anti-anxiety meds plus ADHD meds plus I've taken up knitting, so my fingers aren't as bad as they used to be, but they're still not great. I met a Japanese girl who ate her friend's placenta. Said the doctors brought it to them after birth, process chopped in pieces and served with toothpicks. She told me that in Japan there is a special law against cannibalism that specifies that eating placenta is allowed. WTF. That's kind of gross. I find it gross, but at the same time I also know that eating the placenta is very normal for a lot of animal species because they need the nutrients, and now I don't know what to think. In Asia once we had a serial killer who worked for a food company and put human in the food packages, and our family was contacted to say we might have been one of those who got human meat. What country was this? In America we just call that Arby's. This girl kept telling me to bite her nipples harder. Every time I bit harder she'd yell harder. Eventually she starts slapping the shit out of me and clawed my back to shreds while she was screaming harder. Well, I quit when I tasted blood. To this day, 10 years later, I wonder how much harder she wanted me to bite. Moral of the story, don't be a quitter. Did she have an illness or just an extreme version of those people that like pain? I've been sleeping the wrong women. Chewing dead skin off my lips. I hate it when I do that because I eat stuff with hot sauce all the time. Fuck, literally doing this when I read your comment, haha. Robert Picton was a serial killer out here in Vancouver, and he would kill prostitutes and feed them to his pigs, and the pigs would be slaughtered and sold to market. So you can say that a lot of people in BC are technically cannibals, and you can't take that from us. It's probably worse than that. The less identifiable parts of the victims went to the rendering plant and would have been made into all kinds of things, like Mike and Ike's, etc., but there were parts not accounted for on any of the bodies. I think the limbs. The investigators found frozen ground meat in a freezer that was a combination of pig and human meat. They assume he was putting human meat in with the pork he was selling. A warning to the communities buying the meat was sent out, but not for over a year. I've never put much mind to that fact, and now I'm sick. Those poor women. Babysitting hyperactive toddlers has taught me why some animals eat their young. Did you have the strength and will to do it? I've taken communion at a Roman Catholic church. That sorta counts, doesn't it? There is a reason Jesus told his disciples to consecrate bread, rather than pork. This needs to be on the top of the thread. Homeless me circa 1997-17, walking by a crematorium after day 11 without anything to eat, smelled Burger King smells mixed with burnt hair and my mouth watered. I also, after a brutal 13-day stretch, picked and ate about 30 pieces of chewed gum off the city bus shelter. Damn bro. Hope you're good now. That's awful frown. Pretty far actually. I worked at a circus when I was in college, and they fired me out of that thing and I landed 40 feet away into the safety net. Pretty scary, but I am glad to say that I did it smile. What does this have to do with cannibalism? Oh, never mind. Holy fuck, this made me laugh. Breastfeeding? I'll take it. After a dentist appointment, half of my mouth was numb and I was hungry. It took quite a lot of willpower to not start chewing on my cheek. Oh, I've never had the power to stop myself from chewing the inside of my own mouth. The first time I received treatment, the dentist didn't tell me to not chew my cheek, and everyone else forgot it too. So I chewed on my cheek because it was funny not being able to feel it. I found out later that day that even though I didn't feel anything, the damage was real. Edit, I was 6 so not much experienced. Swallowing millions of babies. Forgot about semen and got terrified lol. Just imagine millions of babies getting eaten by their future mom. Humans are scary. Biting the inside of my mouth BC of boredom and shallowing it for some reason. In the middle giving head to a guy, he told me he's not that into me for being a guy after 2 years of him acting like the nicest person to me. Chomp. Oh. I was grating cheese over a big pot of pasta sauce. I got distracted and took a sizable chunk out of my thumb and it fell in, couldn't find it. So I guess you could say I am a cannibal. Looking for this reply. I too have eaten a bit of my thumb. My story is pretty similar. Making hash browns as a kid, I cut a pretty good chunk out of my thumb as well while slicing potatoes on either a cheese grater or mandolin slicer, not sure. Either way, I was 4 or 5 potatoes in and wasn't about to throw all my hard work away. I don't know if I ate the thumb meat per se, but someone in my family did. Weird little memory there for that scar, lol. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.